Perfect. Just waiting here for everybody to come into the session. Hello, nice to meet everyone. My name is Francisco, and we're just getting set up here for a few minutes, and we will get going, okay? One second here. Okay. Okay, great. So, welcome everyone to our very first session here with ID Soccer. We saw the importance of hosting a seminar for all the questions that we get every single day. We speak to maybe hundreds of players, coaches, scouts, managers on a monthly basis. So we thought we would take some initiative and go ahead and schedule a seminar so that we can answer a lot of these questions that we receive in real time for a lot of people, okay? Again, my name is Francisco. I am a representative here with ID Soccer, and today we're going to go over a lot of questions, and we're going to touch generally over some of the services that we offer as an agency, who we are as an agency as well, and we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can when it comes to our Q&A session towards the end, okay? We probably won't get through all of them, and this is the first of many seminars that we're going to be hosting, all right? I'm still waiting to see if we can get a few more people here in our live seminar so I can get started. But in the meantime, really looking forward to seeing everyone participating here in the session. Thank you for the people who are already in the session. It's nice to meet you. Hello. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna give about 10 more seconds. All right. All right. Since it looks like it's only us for now, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the general overview of ID Soccer. Okay. So, ID Soccer Football Agency is we're a trustworthy football agency who helps professional players as well as amateur players manage and grow their football careers in Europe. Right now, the company is mostly represented by the CEO and owner, Gregory Kanakis, who is also on the seminar, and he will be speaking in a little bit, and myself, Francisco. I'm a representative, and I also happen to be a football player here, playing, who also got to come to Europe with the help of ID Soccer. So, a lot of the questions that a lot of players have, a lot of the situations, when it comes to a lot of the paperwork, everything, the bureaucracy of coming here to play through ID Soccer, I've lived it. I've been part of it. I've had to deal with it. I'm currently in Greece right now, so I know the process. I know exactly what it takes. And there's a lot of questions that I'm in a position to answer. I'm very privileged to be able to help a lot of different players, which is one of the reasons why I told Gregory that I would be more than happy to help other players come and help answer questions, because I know it can be a very confusing process. There's a lot of questions. It's quite, I wouldn't say difficult, but it's quite time consuming, and it takes a lot of effort, to follow your dreams. That's what I'm doing. So that's me. We are based out of Rhodes, Greece, and ID Soccer has been in business since 2013. It At the inception, at the beginning, it was Gregory with a few other partners, but after time, Gregory decided that he would come and move to Greece, move to Rhodes, and do it alone for a while as he found more partners, more people who can help him, manage the agency. And over time, we've gotten a team of solid individuals who understand football, who love football, who have connections with a lot of teams. And, we have a good network of coaches, scouts, and a few people who have been in administrative positions in multiple teams in Greece, as well as connections outside of Greece, so that we can best help flow a lot of these players from point A to point B, which is always professional football. So we have trialed at least 300 players since the inception of the company. Not everybody makes it to the professional level. It's very, very difficult, and it's a very small amount. We would probably say less than 5% of a lot of the players that come actually make it to a professional team. And that's not to say that we don't have a successful track record, because we've placed hundreds of other players in different teams. But when it comes to the professional level, it's a different tier to go from amateur football to professional football, not just in terms of paperwork and bureaucracy and legalities, but as well as the level that the player has to rise to, going from a player who's never played organized football in an academy or been part of a football federation, for somebody who's never been part of that, to go all the way to a professional football team and actually compete for a position, let alone start, right? So we're going to have a seminar about that as well, but I'll touch on it lightly, the jump that it takes for a player to jump right from amateur to professional. Also, there's one thing that I really learned when I came here and I started understanding the the way that football works in Europe, and it's something that our agency, it's kind of a little backwards motto that we have is, we don't have enough players. And I know that sounds a little bit, I want to say backwards, but that sounds, when I first thought about it this way, it sounded to me a little difficult to understand that there's so many teams in Greece, even here in the island that I live in right now that I'm playing. There's so many teams on this island, let alone the neighboring islands, let alone the entirety of Greece, let alone Europe, where there's not enough quality players for an agency, even an agency of our size that's not massive. It doesn't have an entire, doesn't have 100 employees or workers to move the amount of players that we need. We need quality football players who are committed, who can adapt to football quickly, who are strong physically, who can actually, make a name for themselves and give themselves an opportunity. So that's another reason why we wanted to host the seminar, and keep answering people's questions, is to give everyone an insight as to the reality of football in Europe, right? Because from the outside, you might see our agency, or you might talk to us. Some of you have already spoken to us via WhatsApp, via email, via LinkedIn or social media, but it does help to know from the inside. So again, I'm very happy that everybody's on this, everybody that is in this seminar. Really looking forward to answering your questions and give you a lot of insight that you don't see just from our website or from WhatsApp, right? We're going to try to make this as interactive as possible, okay? So I'm going to go over a few of the services that we offer as an agency, give us a short overview, because obviously we're going to have an entire seminar, an entire session dedicated to each individual part of the services that we offer. But I do want to touch on it so that everybody's aware. Okay, so one of the very many services that we offer as an agency is we offer professional football management. And what this means is, as an agency, we can help a professional footballer with all the dealings that they have to do with contracts, the legal aspects of negotiation process, transfers, of course. There's a lot of legalities when it comes to visas and understanding football federations and how they interact with each other. For example, if a player is playing professionally in Greece, how can he move to Germany? And as easy as it sounds, as transferring a team, there's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a lot of bureaucracy involved, and our agency has enough experience to be able to do that to a high capacity. And also, we have a lot of connections in the football world, and that also helps a lot when it comes to helping professional footballers. We also offer amateur football contracts. Okay, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it as well in a little bit, but I do want to touch this. Over the years of experience of trial and error with multiple players from different countries, we have designed our best football program for amateur players to this day. Okay, it gives players who are not professional an opportunity to come to Greece and play for a football club for an entire season. And from our research into the market, it is the most comprehensive and total package in the industry at the best price point for players who are still amateur, and especially for players who are amateur and they haven't built a strong enough CV or a strong enough background or profile in the football industry from outside of the European Union. There is no pathway, right? I can speak from experience. Excuse me. I can speak from experience being an American footballer, right? I come from California. I can speak from experience and say that there is no clear pathway. There is no clear pathway for players who have not been part of an academy, who have not been scouted outside of Europe, who have not played professionally outside of Europe, to come to Europe and give themselves a chance. So that's where we come in. That's where we become the solution for players who are amateur and want to give themselves a chance to play professionally. This is our kind of our core, one of our core services that we offer, because we've helped so many players come and give themselves a chance to adapt or try themselves here, right? We can't guarantee anything. It's absolutely impossible for anyone. If anyone tells you they're going to give you a professional contract without having seen you play, or they haven't scouted you, and by scouting, we're going to get into it as well, what scouting actually means. But if you haven't been through that process, for someone to come to you and tell you they'll give you a professional contract, it's not only unethical, but it's practically impossible, because it's not as simple as it sounds.